Hello, my wildlings, and welcome back to the Derailed Turnabout. Sorry it's been a while since the last episode of anything on my channel. I haven't had many opportunities to record recently, so I've just sort of had to cram this in at about the middle of the night, on Easter Sunday, even. Eesh, that's how busy I've been. And as I've said, due to my job, I'm only really going to be uploading as often as I can, which isn't necessarily going to be often. But here it is. I've done my best. So here's some stuff. But anyway, in the last episode, we did plenty of investigating and found out quite a lot of evidence, all of which I'm sure will be immensely useful at some point during the rest of this case. I just have to be smart enough to use it, which is probably why we're screwed. But hey, I'm as ready as I'll ever be, so let's go. Zootopia Courthouse, courtroom number 2, July 5th, 11 a.m. That's like 12 hours from now, as of me recording this. What's my old man voice this time?
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Duke Weaselton. And are the defence and prosecution ready?
The defence is ready, Your Honour. The prosecution is always ready, Your Honour. Edgeworth, you always have to one-up me, don't you? I mean, seriously, we're both professionals here, we're both trying to do our jobs, so if you could just cut the sass back a little bit, it would be immensely appreciated. Thank you. Love your hair. And your suit. It's really awesome. Wish I had hair like that.
Very well. I must say, I've been having a marvellous time around Zootopia. And now here we are yet again. Our second trial in the city. Let's see if it's as newsworthy as the first, eh? Oh, this is a serious matter, and I'm making it quite jovial. I might be a little senile. Could the prosecution please give their opening statement?
At once, Your Honour. 2 days ago, a train came off of its tracks. Luckily, it slid along them to a rough halt at Zootopia's train station. Injuries were minor and there were no fatalities. However, this was no accident. The train had been sabotaged from within. The defendant is the saboteur in question, as the prosecution intends to prove beyond a doubt.
Oh, then let's begin the trial let's begin the trial with haste.
Yes, Your Honour. We have a witness and evidence pointing to Mr. Weaselton's undeniable guilt. Not to mention the defendant's criminal history. Already? My client's previous transgressions are not on trial here, Edgeworth. No, but they do showcase the type of character your client is. Thus, give an insight into his possible motivations and mindset.
The prosecution does have a point, right, Mr. Wright? Objection overruled.
Thank you. Now, before we get to any of that, I would like to call out the one in charge of the case. Bogo, no doubt. Alright, let's hear what he has to say.
Hello.
I don't know, I was half expecting someone else. What was his voice? Oh yes, it was as unlike... Oh god, what have I forgotten the actor's name? Yeah, I've completely forgot. I've blanked. His name has completely escaped me, but I remember that the voice I did for Bogo is completely unlike his voice. I'm going to remember his name in like a few moments. I can feel it. Actually, I think that's just gas I'm feeling. Where was I? Oh, yes.
I'm here as you summoned, Your Honour. I'm ready to give the facts of the case on your word.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief Bogo. And I've completely lost his voice as well. That is exactly what we want to hear. So please, tell us the specifics of what happened on the 3rd of July.
Of course. Our detectives have gone over the scene and questioned all involved. And we believe we now know exactly what happened. So, without further ado, witness testimony. Exactly what we need to hear.
The crime.
Weaselton boarded the train and spent most of the journey in his seat. However, as they neared their destination, he got up and left. He was next seen exiting the engine compartment by a witness. The train crashing moments later. While in the compartment, he used a gun to shoot a key part of the engine itself. The damage to the train was extensive. After the deed was done, he tried to escape the scene, only to run into the mentioned witness, leading to his arrest. And now here we are. That's all there is to know.
Well, obviously it's not all there is to know, because, well, as we know, Weaselton's innocent, so there must be more to know. Otherwise, Weaselton would be guilty. Which he isn't.
That seemed clear enough. Thank goodness the witness caught him red-handed, Is that right? Was that racist? I'm sorry. I take it the defence wishes to begin their cross-examination?
That would be correct, Your Honour.
Very well. You may begin. Cross-examination.
The crime. So Weaselton boarded the train and spent most of the journey in his seat. Well, I'm just going to press all of this because I like to make sure I have all the available information possible so that I can better make my judgments. It doesn't really help because I'm still an idiot, but still, it's nice to pretend I know what I'm doing. So he never got up once during the entire trip, not even, for example, to use the toilet. Is that known for a fact?
Our interviews with the passengers would indicate so. He never even left for a bathroom break. However, as they neared their destination, he got up and left.
Did he now? Hold it, tell me more. He got up and left? Did anyone see him leave, or where he went to?
No, I don't think he wanted to be seen. Apparently, he was there one moment and gone the next.
So then how did you know he went to the engine compartment specifically? Do you not have CCTV? Could you not have just checked that? Oh, you should really just pay attention, right? Only then shall your answers come.
Yes, well, anyway. He was next seen exiting the engine compartment by a witness.
Oh, that would be the answer then, wouldn't it? Well, let's ask about that. I find it odd that only a single witness saw him exit the compartment.
Apparently our witness grew suspicious and went to check the area out. I'm sure they can explain more later.
I'm sure they can.
Mr. Wright, is there something you want to share with us?
Let's think here. Was there anything wrong with that? So for the witness who saw him, we actually know that, of course, because we have their testimony. And we know... Sorry, hitting the mic. My bad. We know they weren't lying because we have our magic little amulet thing. No, I can't see anything wrong with that. I suppose we can go back to it later if we need to. There's no problem. Please continue.
The train came crashing moments later.
I've just realised I didn't tell you the reason why I've got my full health back. Well, unfortunately my computer crashed while I was recording earlier. recording this episode, in fact, earlier, and I lost my save stuff. So I had to start from the beginning and get all the way back here. And I figured, why not do it in a way that means I have more health? I mean, I'm going to cheat anyway by using the save file, so why not do that too? The train crashing moments later. Hold it! I bet it really brought the mood crashing down. Yeah, I object too. That's... Jesus, man. Really? It's the face he pulls as well. Okay. May the defence please refrain from using such childish remarks in the courtroom. Oh, this is why I press everything for moments like this. Worth it. Totally worth it.
Sustained. Mr. Wright, you should feel very ashamed of yourself.
I thought it was an alright pun. I thought it was quite punny.
While in the compartment, he used a gun to shoot a key part of the engine itself.
Did he now? It's the gun recovered by Officers Hobbs and Wild, correct?
That is correct. Why, is there something wrong with that?
No, I just wanted to be certain it was the same gun you're talking about. What other gun is there, right?
Continue, witness. The damage to the train was extensive.
How extensive? Like, a broken teenage child's heart kind of extensive breaking? Or are we talking about, like, I don't know, like someone accidentally knocked over some flowers kind of extensive? No, neither of those things are necessarily extensive. Where the hell was I going with that? Anyway, just tell me.
Let's say it's going to cost a lot of taxpayer dollars to fix.
Oh, that sucks.
And not a lot of people are happy about it.
An unfortunate necessity given the circumstances, but unrelated to the trial at hand. Please, let us move back onto task.
After the deed was done, he tried to escape the scene.
But he didn't escape, did he?
No, he did not. Well, I said he didn't, but he did not, because I'm more serious about it, so I figured I'd space the words out, instead of using contractions, just so that you know how serious this is. And the reason was, he made to run from the scene, only to run into the mentioned witness, leading to his arrest.
What are the details of their confrontation?
Some raised voices, but nothing physical. After the crash, they made sure they didn't have a chance to slink away into the chaos. Though he panicked quite a bit when we first showed up.
My word! Oh, thank goodness the witness was there to foil him.
The voice for the judge is getting more and more kooky. I like it.
Oh, quite.
Something feels a little strange to me. I might need to look carefully at the court record. Oh, goody. That means there is evidence I need to use, and I don't know what evidence to use, so I'm just going to put a save space here. There we go. Now I can go back to that when I fail. Weasel boarded the train and spent most of the journey in the seat. However, as they neared the destination, he got up and left. He was next seen exiting the engine compartment by a witness. Yes, but what was seen? The gun? No, the gun wasn't seen, was it? If I present this now, he was next seen exiting the engine compartment by a witness, but said witness didn't see the gun. But surely I'd bring that up later when I'm in the testimony with said witness. Where did they find the gun? I mean, I'm looking at it now. It just says it lacks prints. That doesn't help. Okay, let's move on. The train crashing moments later. Yes. While in the compartment, he used a gun to shoot a key part of the engine itself. Okay, but how do you know he used it? There's no prints on it, but as far as they're concerned, he's the only one there. Plus he was wearing gloves, so they probably know that. But it wasn't mentioned in the testimony that he wasn't wearing gloves. So I suppose that's important information for the judge to know, so maybe that's what I'm supposed to present? Guess? Oh, I don't know. The damage to the train was extensive. Yep, that I won't deny. After the deed was done, he tried to escape the scene, only to run into the mentioned witness, leading to his arrest. What does the testimony say? It says she saw Weaselton exit the compartment just before the train crashed, after hearing him calling out to someone. Why was that not mentioned? Train crashing moments later. You've seen exiting the engine. Wait, there was another thing I could do here, wasn't there? I found it odd. Yeah. Right, so you want to share us? There is a problem. Oh, may the defence please refrain from using such childish remarks in the courtroom.
Sustained. Mr. Wright, you should feel very ashamed of yourself.
Wasn't that just what they said when I told the joke? Because... oh no. This isn't a glitch, is it? Okay, I really hope it's not a glitch, because I don't want to have to reset this. Right, okay. You know, I'm gonna go under the assumption that it's not a glitch. And I'm just gonna carry on and hope that I can work this out. What was I saying earlier? About the gun. Yes, there's no prints on it, so how do they know? Found in the sabotaged engine, bullet impact shows it hit precisely where it needed to in order to break the engine. It was shot expertly from across the room. That doesn't sound like Weaselton at all. Okay. I'm gonna go for the gun. Oh, hell yeah. Sweet, got it right. Hold on just a minute. You say my client shot the gun, and yet there are no prints to be found.
Oh, so it seems.
Mr. Weaselton was never witnessed with the gun, neither firing it or simply possessing such a weapon at all, and neither within the engine compartment or outside of it.
Oh, yes, well, I have yet to hear any witness claim they saw such a thing.
To be fair, you haven't heard any witnesses at all yet. Or have you been talking to them beforehand? Are you supposed to do that? I don't think you're allowed to do that.
That's because there were none who did, Your Honour.
As I said, nobody saw him with the weapon in question. Point being, there is no proof that my client ever actually fired the weapon. And without prints, you cannot prove it. Anyone could have fired said gun, not just my client. What you got now, Edgeworth?
I'm afraid the defence needs...
What was that voice?
I'm afraid the defence needs to turn its thinking around. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? The question isn't, are there any prints on the gun? It's, why aren't there any prints on the gun?
Why? The answer to that question is quite simple. A bit like that defence attorney over there. Oh, now you're throwing shade my way. Wait, I thought this was a courtroom. You want to throw down, Edgeworth, huh? I'm not afraid to get that beautiful suit dirty. I'll mess up your hair. How will that make you feel? Yeah, give you a noogie. That'll teach you. Right, back to lawyering. Or whatever. Ouch. You see, The defendant was actually found wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. Ergo, I can easily take this court to a solution. The defendant wore those gloves to prevent his own prints from transferring to the weapon. Well, to be fair, I knew about the gloves. It was a bit of a long shot. But it moved the story forward, so that's important.
That does appear to be the case. And it renders the defence's objection completely void. What was that?
I do my best, Your Honour.
Then why do you lose so many times?
Oh, weren't expecting that, were you, Edgeworth? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Damn it, Edgeworth.
Well, at least I now know that Weaselton followed the letter's instructions to, well, the letter. The defence concedes the prosecution's point. However, there is still the possibility that someone else fired the shot.
Oh no, if you say so, right?
But then again, why not ask the man himself?
You mean the defendant?
Indeed. For my next witness, I call the defendant to the stand. I do apologise that my voice isn't quite up to scratch. It's a bit scratchy. Plus my nose is blocked. I'm not particularly well. It's allergy season and it's not done me any good. I've been just battling not to sniff every 2 seconds in this video.
Well, hasn't this been a show so far?
Witness, name and occupation.
Who wants to know?
This court, name and occupation.
Weaselton. Duke Weaselton. I do odds and ends. Whatever I'm paid for.
I see. Tell me, do you recognise this gun?
Never seen it before in my entire life.
All right, if that is the case, then you wouldn't mind explaining your history with such weapons.
What? I've never even shot a gun in real life before.
Then we shouldn't find any contradictions, should we? Edgeworth is looking for Weaselton to slip up and lie. While he's doing that, I should also look for contradictions. Contradictions of reality versus Edgeworth's perceived version of events. Well, yes, that is your job. Could you please testify, witness?
Fine.
I'm gonna have a quick drink, because my throat is killing me. I've never used a gun. Well, this should be interesting.
I don't know what all this is about, guns and stuff. I most certainly did not shoot any gun aboard that stupid train. I'm fairly certain I would remember that. I've kind of lost his voice. And why would I do that? I don't use guns. There, happy? Can I go yet?
Forgive me for saying this, but I cannot trust your mere words in this case, witness.
Oh, come on, I've told you the truth.
A rare commodity from me. How sad that you consider the truth a rare commodity. Defence, the ball is, as they say, in your side of the court. Very well, with your honour's permission.
The defence may begin its cross-examination of the defendant witness.
Seems the judge is getting confused. I better make this fast. What's the difference? He's always confused. Oh no, I'm throwing shade. Edgeworth, you did this to me. I blame you. Alright, I don't know what all this about guns and stuff. Anyway, press that. So you're saying you'd never seen the weapon in question before? Like, ever?
Exactly. At least somebody is working his. So where did the gun come from?
The defendant claims he has never seen the gun before, but of course the culprit would claim that. Why tie themselves to the scene in such a way? But he could be telling the truth.
Then show evidence, damn it!
Whoa, Edgeworth, getting a little forceful.
I like it.
Because without evidence to show his truthfulness, he could very well be lying.
The prosecution has a point. The evidence is stacked against your client right now, as of now, Mr. Wright. We cannot simply trust his words. Oh, now hold on a second. I most certainly did not shoot any gun aboard that stupid train. Stupid. What? I can't do voices right now. Right. Let's have a look. Do we have any evidence of this? No, I don't think we do. Testimony. Called out for help. But she didn't hear the shot, did she? But that doesn't change the fact that there was a shot. I most certainly did not shoot any gun aboard the stupid train. If I recall correctly, did you not claim that you heard a bang while you were in there? Yeah, that's right.
So that would indicate another person is responsible for the shot. Yeah, they're not going to believe that, right? You need evidence. And where is the evidence of this other person? Right, stop grasping and actually prove something. If you cannot, then the truth would appear to already have been reached. Thank you, Edgeworth. I'm aware of how this works. I'm just asking questions.
I'm fairly certain I would remember that.
But you didn't. Would you remember? What is that meant to mean, right? Well, Stop messing around and take this seriously, would you? Ugh. Yes, sir.
Why would I do that? I don't use guns.
You don't use guns?
No, I do not. I'm not exactly what you call an expert when it comes to shooting.
Oh, I think I've found my evidence, as it were. How so?
I've never fired a gun in my entire life. That fact seems worthy of addition to the testimony.
Oh, well, if it will make Gramps happy.
Hey, don't call me Gramps. Only my grandchildren are allowed to call me Gramps. And occasionally my wife. I like it when she calls me Gramps. Oh yes, baby, call me.
Oh God, no, stop. Back up like 100 paces. Jesus, no. Right. This has been added to the testimony, and I'm pretty sure I have the evidence to go with this, but... Oh, God, no. Oh, I'm going to have to bleach my brain. Why? Jesus. Oh. Okay. Let's move on. Pretend that never happened.
I'm no expert with a gun. I've never actually even used one.
So you've never used a gun? Does my client have any gun-related incidents in his criminal history?
Oh, well, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, there are no reports of sightings of the defendant ever using such a weapon. No gun has ever been found in his possession, only pocket knives at most. There is no sign he has ever purchased one. We've investigated it during the case. And yet, we still found a gun at the scene. Oh, that is definitely a little strange, isn't it? If this was his first time using a gun, he would be a novice, hardly an expert shot, and yet the gun shot would have had to have been shot by an expert, according to the little description underneath it, which I'll have a quick look at in a moment.
There, happy? Can I go yet?
No, you can't, but this is going to help. No, wait. There. No expert with a gun, I've actually never used one, and here we have the bullet. A bullet impact shows it hit precisely where it needed to in order to break the engine. It was shot expertly, there's the key word, expertly, from across the room. Pretty sure we had this conversation about Mr. Jumbo. Poor sod, being shot rather expertly. Of course, Edgeworth is going to make the argument, oh, he might have been lucky. But no, Edgeworth, really? It's very unlikely. Like, incredibly unlikely. Especially in the dark. Then again, there's no evidence that it was dark in there, is there? Anyway, this is the evidence I've got to present. I'm pretty sure of that. So sure that I'm going to just add a new save file there so I can go back. Right. Present. So it's true that my client has no previous history with guns? Yes, that is correct. But don't you find it a little strange? It was reported by the CPD that the bullet was fired expertly into exactly where it needed to hit. Even if he did fire the gun, my client doesn't have the skill required for such a... Oh, okay. Such a... Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Didn't even have to say it. You're already clutching at your heart and having another heart attack. Seriously, this job is not good for your health, man.
He didn't have the skill?
According to the ZPD report, a bullet impact shows it hit precisely where it needed to in order to break the engine.
Why are you doing that voice, Mr. Wright?
This is my reading evidence voice.
I don't like it. Don't do that again.
Sorry. All right, I'll just move on. And then goes on to say, it was shot... No, sorry. It was shot expertly from across the room. My client is no expert. We are dealing with someone who has extreme experience with such weaponry. Like, I don't know, a secret agent? Oh, Jack. I mean, it feels too obvious that it would be Jack. But I want it to be Jack. I don't know why. But I just want it to be.
Is this true, Mr. Weaselton? Well, I don't like being called inept.
Oh, well, that's not quite what I said.
In the interest of self-preservation, I have to admit it. If you were to give me a gun and a target, I'd hit anything but the target. Because I've never, ever fired one in my life.
I mean, I've never fired a gun, but I've never fired an air rifle either, until, like, the first time I did, at which point I did okay, actually. I almost hit the target. See? Like, I mean, ignore the 3 in the bottom right, but the other 2, I think it was 2, if I remember correctly, it was 2, were kind of in the general area. Not too bad, right?
I see.
Oh, no, but then again, I played a lot of Time Crisis when I was younger. I used to have Time Crisis on my PS2 with like a gun with it, but it only works on CRT TVs, so I can't use it anymore, which really sucks because I love that game. Now I can't play it anymore. Unless I can get it on, like, the Wii. Let me know if you want to see a Time Crisis playthrough. Because I'm thinking of doing one, because I like Time Crisis. I'll see what I can do. Anyway.
This certainly brings up another aspect to the case.
I'm glad you agree, Your Honour. You cannot object to my logic here. Oh, get that smug look off your face, right? Of course I can object, it's my job. I should have seen that coming. Yeah, you really set yourself up for that one. You say I cannot object to your logic? Well, I do object.
Mr. Edgeworth! The defence did bring up some valid points.
And that I do not deny. There are other possibilities we still cannot ignore.
And what might they be?
For one thing, we still have no reason to believe anyone else was in that compartment. There is no evidence suggesting there was. Secondly, it's possible the defendant has training we do not know about and is lying to us.
I ain't lying.
That is conjecture, Edgeworth. Like, kind of far-fetched conjecture, but okay. I said it was a possibility, not a fact. Oh, shut up. I give that. I say that, and you're all,
oh, but actually we need facts, Mr. Wright.
no. You shut up. And then to bring up a point from our previous case. While the shot may appear to be expert, there is also the possibility he simply got lucky. And unless you can provide evidence of another person, those two options remain the most likely. Well, I can provide evidence of another option, but of another person. But still, I knew you were going to do that. Fuck you, Edgeworth.
The prosecution does have a point. However, neither can I ignore the claims of the defence in this case.
All possibilities should be considered in the pursuit of the truth. But obviously, my options are the better ones. Clearly, I said them with a slightly deeper voice. My hair is better. Hey, my hair's alright. You look like an anime character. We all look like anime characters. Oh, shut up, right. Anyway, but my next and final witness should clear up that doubt. Gazelle. As such, I call my next witness to the stand. And we'll see that next witness in the next episode, because I'm going to leave this one here. So, thank you all for watching, and in the next episode we'll find out who exactly this next witness is, even though we kind of already know, but we're going to find out what exactly they're going to say, which we also kind of already know, because we have the testimony from earlier, but we're going to actually cross-examine them this time with evidence and stuff, so it's going to be interesting, I guess. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.